Comic-Con 2023. This is the first Comic-Con ever where both writers and actors are on strike. So how did that go? I went for 4 days and I want to tell you guys how it felt for me to be at Comic-Con this year. Let's start off real quick. Parking. Still exactly the same thing. Horrendous. Really hard to find parking. Everything's super expensive. Next, I wanted to talk about the exhibit hall. It is like any convention you've ever been to on crack. Hardcore drugs. There's so many things to see. When we first get into the convention center, you have to get your badge and like a special bag. I had a professional badge, courtesy of Khan, because he's a professional, which makes me a professional. They had a bunch of different bags and it's by random. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. I got really lucky. I got a Simpsons bag. I know the bag looks really ridiculous and it makes your back super sweaty. It's actually a very convenient thing to have. Like it keeps your books, posters, and everything just in place. Inside the exhibit hall, there's a lot of artists, and my favorite artist, Pascal Campion, I hope I'm saying his last name right. He's there every year. If you don't know who he is, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Get it together and look up his stuff and then buy it. The thing is, there weren't celebrities to promote movies, but there were actually some celebrities that showed up. Tom Kenny was there. Fluffy was there. I was like, I can't believe I missed him because I love him. Another surprise, Jamie Lee Curtis was there on Friday. She had a panel talking about her new horror graphic novel. So no wonder I didn't know because that genre is not for me. I am a chicken shit. I am scared. Junji Ito was there as well, but also creepy stuff, not my lane. Cool though. There were a lot of lines. Most of the lines that I saw were actually lines to buy things at booths. And what sucks is that just because you're in line doesn't guarantee that you're gonna get what you want to get, which kind of sucks. But if you do get it, it's like, what? I know there were a lot of free stuff, especially in the mornings, but I missed all of that. I am in the dinosaur ages. I am not waking up at ass crack AM to line up for free stuff, okay? Most of it, I don't even want. There was a lot of posters. Like, there's limited space on my walls. I'm gonna be very picky about what I put on my walls. But free pins, I'm all about free pins. There was a lot of free pins. Definitely saw a lot of costumes. Every time you looked somewhere, there was a costume that you didn't even expect. Like, I saw Average Joe's, you know, from the movie Dodgeball. And if you don't know that, get cultured. I really loved seeing the costumes. I feel like that's what Comic-Con's really about, you know? The fandoms, the fans getting together and like sharing their love and interest for all these things. My personal favorite was seeing a dog holding a lightsaber. It was the cutest little thing. Next, we got food. Convention food, don't get your hopes up. It is literally just food for fuel. It is not good. But for some reason, we just kept getting nachos. Something about those nachos, can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. But really, it was easier for us to just kind of walk across the street at the Gaslamp district. Like literally 3 blocks away is Tacos El Gordo and Prince Street Pizza. Just walk there. I know it's a little tiring, but worth it. And as you're walking down the street, you get random free stuff too. We got free Reese's peanut butter cups. That was nice. Next, let's talk about after parties and special events. One of the special events we went to was the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary. It was like a little exhibit hall where you walk around the movie set of Jurassic Park. Going in, I thought that they're gonna have like the dinosaurs moving and stuff, but they didn't because, you know, it's literally in a warehouse in the middle of nowhere. But what made it fun was the staff. Like every single one of these staffs were in it. They were so in character. They made it fun. I know it was like, obviously there's a T-Rex there, but they're like, what's that noise? You know? A+ for effort. And what was really special, we got dino nuggies at the end of that. That was a very pleasant surprise. The event I loved the most was the Paramount Plus Lodge. We got tickets beforehand, but there was a standby line. But it was really great. Like, I am so glad we went because once you get in, they give you a badge and 3 tickets. 1 for a free slider and 2 free drinks, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic. There was even tea and coffee. Given there was only like very limited options, but it was free, so who am I to complain? There was a section with SpongeBob and you could take pictures with like SpongeBob and Crust and Mr. Krabs, but we decided to take a picture with Squidward at his cashier. I love that. I thought it was so funny. They even had tattoos, airbrush spray. I got like the SpongeBob. It was pretty cool. The worst events, in my opinion, were the events where you had to get tickets, but you still had to wait in line. And you didn't even know how long it's gonna take. For example, the IMDb boat. We got tickets. Like, you had to have tickets to even line up for it. But we tried to line up on Friday. We waited for about 45 minutes and we moved like 1/4 of the line. So we called it quits. We're just like, there's no way. I'm not gonna wait 2 whole hours to get on this boat. I don't even know what they have on it. The people working there were like, oh, it's like really cool swag. And I'm like, it is not a 2-hour wait kind of swag. I was not happy with that. The after parties like Good Omens and Jury Duty, both of them, the wait, forget about it. There was no way. I'm like, I'm tired from walking around all day. We walked 4 to 6.5 miles every day. Every day. You think I'm gonna stand in line just to hope to get into your little after party? No, don't want to do that. I'm too old for that. If you're young and still got a spring in your step, go for it. Totally support it. But for me, hell no. Last but not least, let's talk about the panels. Everybody knows about Hall H. Hall H is where all the big things comes. It's like this huge room with over 7,000 people. Last year, we had like the entire cast of Rings of Power for Lord of the Rings. Stephen Colbert was there. Usually that's where all the Marvel stuff is there, DC stuff is there with all the celebrities. But because of the strike, this year was very different. The first panel I went to for Hall H was the Ninja Turtle one, and they had pre-recorded clips of Seth Rogen and Ice Cube and the cast of the Ninja Turtles just talking about the movie, telling you about the movie, which was really cool because it seems like they were a part of the fandom for a really long time and now they get to work on it. And it felt really special even without them being there to tell us. They did show us a 20-minute clip, which were like, it was so good. Like, guys, when the movie comes out, you absolutely have to see it because I had not laughed like that in a while. Like, they had actual teenagers to play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It reminded me of my goddaughter with all the sass. There was one panel that actually did have celebrities, and that was Project K. Project K is a sci-fi fantasy film from India. All of these huge movie stars from India came to talk on this panel. The fans who knew who they were losing their minds. I had never felt so stupid for not knowing who these people were. I was like, I should have known. It was incredible to see because you can tell that these people worked so hard to bring their film over to America. And I'm gonna go watch it when it comes out. Mainly because it actually does look really good. The last panel I saw in Hall H was a Spider-Man 2 game. And the voice actors for the game was actually there. The guy who voices Peter, Miles, and MJ, sorry. They were all there. I think some guy was like, he worked for Marvel. And you could hear in the audience like, boo! But the voice actor for Peter was just like, hey, just letting you guys know we're only here because we're under a different kind of contract. We are under gaming contract. This is why we're here and we're able to talk about our work. But we are completely on the side of the strike because that can happen to us one day. And I was like, dang, okay, cool. He's actually acknowledging it, which was pretty awesome. I have people in my life who have personally worked on Spider-Man 2, so I was very, very excited. So I feel like that panel was very similar to the panels before. Like, the hype was there, the celebrities were there. Some of the people who did go to Comic-Con this year, and they mainly go for the celebrities, they did not have as much fun this year, which I totally understand. Comic-Con has turned into something where it's all about like the big movie drops, the big TV drops, you know, celebrity sightings. But honestly, for me, this year was my favorite Comic-Con year. Last year was my first time, this is my second time. And this time, I loved every moment because I went to panels that had like actual comic book writers. There was a wide range of topics. One of them was like talking about mental health, your struggles with working, being a comic book artist and working through the pandemic, and what you do when you have depression and anxiety. How do you keep that going? I went to another one where they talked about their traumatic life experiences and how it impacts their work now. I saw people like Dan Santat, Victoria Ying, Maxwell Alexander Drake, and many more. As somebody who loves writing, I love writing. I love creating things. I love coming up with stories. This was perfect for me. And having them talk about mental health struggles and being a creator. There's even classes on like how to write better, how to structure your story better. There was even a master coloring class. There was so much to learn. And so many of these comic book celebrities, these novel writers, they are celebrities in this world as well. I felt like this is what Comic-Con has always been. It's called Comic-Con. It's not called Movie-Con. The best parts was being in the rooms with these writers, these artists, and learning from them, hearing their experiences, seeking their guidance, because they're so willing to help you, so willing to guide you and show you the way. So yeah, this Comic-Con, even without the A-list celebrities, 10 out of 10. I freaking loved it. And I can't wait to go again next year. I literally just came back from Comic-Con. My hair's a mess, I'm sweaty, I'm a little sticky, I got blisters on my toes, and I'm excited to do it all over again next year. So I hope you guys join me next time for a new adventure. That was fun. What should we do next?